Hey, this is Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on NBRI, North Bay Resources Incorporated. Before I get started, I would like to note to please check my IRP disclaimer. With that being said, want to get this one up here as it's got a nice bullish pattern to it in a longer term type trend. None of this 1 week pattern stuff. It's overall type chart pattern. And the other reason is this chart's got a lot of potential. And what do I mean by that is in one regard, this makes it a good example. When volume does hit the chart, it can move. A lot of time with charts, you'll see big volume come in, and sometimes the price will go sideways or maybe barely creep up, or worse yet, it goes down. But not the case with this one. If we look back through the history, you can see that each time above average amounts of volume do hit the chart, it shows it can move. Two great examples. Here's another one from back here in October. Above average volume, price makes a great move. Actually, when it pulled back here, you can see put in a higher low. That's always great from a charting perspective. And then once again, above average volume, and the price skyrockets. So it's a chart where it really just takes some sort of catalyst, and then if that can create above average volume, then the potential's there to really get moving. And like I said, history does a good example of showing that. So will a bunch of surge of volume come in? I don't know, but when it does come, whenever that is, assuming that nothing has changed, then I would expect the price to move quite a bit, as these past two examples from October and then November have shown us. So now, what is this overall chart pattern? We have a nice, attractive symmetrical triangle, and that is simply formed by controlling these, or connecting these. If we look, we simply connect the resistances like this, connect the supports, and you can see that it is a nice rising symmetrical triangle here. So let me change this to red so everybody has an idea. So this is our resistance portion of the pattern. This right here is the support portion of it. And like I said, this is a bullish symmetrical triangle here. Now, what sorts of things are we looking for? Well, if the price does pull back anymore, we want to see this trend line hold. Now, the good news, I guess you could call it in a sense, is if it doesn't hold, then not too far below is the always important 200-day simple moving average. So that's a moving average where you want to keep your eye on it, and it's one that brings a lot of confidence in terms of support. So like I said, if this trend line doesn't hold, then at least you still have this below here. But in terms of upside, this is a key level that we want to see the bulls push through. And with a break of that, things could get really moving again. Once again, I don't mean to keep rehashing this, but with a break of that on above average volume, as history has shown us, I could see it coming up here and retesting 045 relatively quickly, or who knows yet, maybe even higher, especially with the way this thing's been put in higher lows. So before I move on to that point, just real quick once more, we are in a symmetrical triangle bullish pattern. Now, in terms of lows, that's the other nice thing about this chart. If we go through the history, we can see that when things started to move, they went up from a penny and a half level, and then like I said, this big move happened, and then look right where this low was, obviously higher than this set of lows, and then this big move happened, and now we have this new set right here. Obviously this set is higher than this. So in the kind of grand scheme of things, the chart is uptrending. Every time it makes one of these big moves, it consistently puts in a higher low. So that means that the base is getting higher and higher. People that are buying shares on the bid have been having to continually increase what they're willing to pay if they want to get shares on the bid, and that's what you want to see. That's what an uptrend is: people on the bid having to pay more than what they did at a previous point in time. Back in this portion of time, people could get shares on the bid at a penny and a half. After the big move, the cheapest they could get them for was above 2 cents. After this big move, you get the point. Now people have to sit on the bid above 2.5 cents, and as long as people have to keep increasing their bids, then this uptrend is going to continue, and that's the name of the game within the stock market. Making people pay more for the bid is going to cause an uptrend, and that's what this chart's been doing pretty much ever since back here in October when that initial big surge happened. So that is where the chart currently sits. A nice symmetrical triangle here, nice putting in higher lows, and then you have the cushion of the 200-day if the price were to happen to fall back through that support level trend line. So if there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, this was NBRI, North Bay Resources Incorporated. Thanks for listening.